welcome back to another episode on the Madlands. And today we are messing with a new project I've got going on. I've been so busy at spawn that I really have been wanting to do this for such a long time. And now I think I finally got my chance. Doesn't actually work like that anymore. Never mind. I've got enough food. 10 chicken. Better make sure I've got stocked up with that before I go anywhere. Don't want to keep running backwards and forwards the whole episode with you guys. Let's take that red carpet. And there's glass there. Wool blocks. Hardened clay. Let's take some hardened clay. I might think about using that. What am I up to? Indeed, what am I up to? You may be surprised. A few of those. Or you may not be. I am planning this episode to deal with some villagers. I have been looking forward to playing around with villagers for quite some time. And I've been watching Doc M77 on the Minecraft server. You may or may not know he's one of my favourite YouTubers, and the point being that you can't really get away without copying just a little bit. Let's take a couple of blocks of redstone. That should do me for enough. So yeah, here I am, in my own way, copying what Doc M77 has been doing. What Doc M77 has been doing on the Minecraft server. Now, he's not the only one that's been doing it. I've noticed that Xumavoid is also doing the same sort of thing, this villager trading system. So I'm in good company. These guys got there first, and now I can see how cool and important it is. Speaking of cool and important, what do you think? Yeah, I decided that this area down here was going to be my... What's that? Yeah, we'll get to that in a second, I think. Let's put some blocks on the bar. I was thinking that I would have a desert village out here. Get a better view by going up there. I think I've mentioned this in a previous episode, guys, haven't I? So those of you that were watching closely probably know that I've been planning this for a while. I wanted to build a massive sugarcane farm and a cactus farm around here, and potentially some other bits and pieces, and build to a new design, build with sandstone, and get my creative juices flowing with building a new type of design. Most of this area out this way, the Amigos base, will probably take on that same design Ego used. That was always the plan, that the farmhouses and the railway station that we're going to use, and the sheep farm and other bits and pieces, we're going to sort of have the same design as Ego had done so well for the mine sorting system. Well, as you just saw, our chests over there are getting a little bit full of junk, and we need to start spreading our supplies out and around about the place. Now, quick munch, and then we'll go down and see what that sign is, because that sign shouldn't be there. This is my desert village sort of storehouse. This is the start. I want to have several buildings in a similar style to this around the place here. Near enough to this bridge, so round this bridge, so sort of around where I'm standing, and then I want to spread farms out beyond. And I've got a little treat in there that I've gathered from a long way away, as you can see by all the cart tracks. Let's go down and see what this is without any further ado. Let's pop out over here. What is this? Idea? Question mark. Andy. Red wool on top of the gates. Okay, well, I think he's meaning like it's an idea to put the red wool on top of the gates. However, Andy, when you're watching, and I'll explain to everybody else, the idea of the gates there comes to have that sort of Spanish villa feel, and they have these like wooden posts sitting up above so that the sunlight can pass straight down into it, sort of like a little. Well, I've got a little hanging garden here because I put some bushes around and hung it over the top. But it's supposed to be that little bit of a shaded wooden roof that the plants are supposed to grow up and around and through. And obviously, that's the only plant that's growing right now. But it's supposed to look like it's meant to be taking hold, like a trellis for plant life. Well, the rest of the build, without further ado, let's have a little bit of a walk around. Wooden buttons are just another little feature. It's all done for show, this lot. The purpose is inside. Practicality of storage is inside. They've got their little fences for windows and the upturned step and the normal step and sand around it because we're in the desert, if you hadn't noticed. And it's going dark. We're going to have a sleep. And then these nice little areas around it, even with some plant pots for the desert plants to be popped in. Looks like that. A bit of a cactus on the corner, just because I wanted something in the corner that was a bit different colour. And for some reason, that block of sand has gone missing. It's probably a screwy Enderman. Well, we'll have a sleep, and then I'll get a piece of sand to block that off. I thought that was it then. Just sand storage. Here we go. Storing a bit of sand. That's what we're doing over here. And that signpost can go now. Let's pop that in there. And all is well again. Yeah, this is I love that. I'll get some sleep and we'll have a look at it. I like this sort of Mexican look about it. The cactus sitting there with the stair steps in that sort of style just strikes me as something Mexican. And so this sort of build is that sort of Mexican feel, Mexican Spanish style. And I haven't tried it before, but I've seen Corellis build like this, and I fancied having a go myself. So this is pretty much inspired by Corellis. This is the second name-dropping YouTuber, or the second name I've dropped that's a YouTuber that I'm taking inspiration from. And Corellis built a house not like this at all on the inside, but from the outside, his desert home was sort of along these lines. It was slightly different shape, but the feel and the ideal of it, the way it was built and the way it looks, is based on the same principles. I would say that Corellis gave me the inspiration in his inspiration series. So if you haven't seen that, well, yeah, far be it for me to promote a very well-known YouTuber. If you haven't seen that, fool to you. So anyway, inside, I went with this look, and then I did these sort of like pretend shelves all the way around the tops, and mimicked this side the same as that side. So it's all symmetrical looking, but in this case I've got the crafting bench and a few other utilities. Like, this is the sort of stuff that I've been using to make the place in the first place. The reason I didn't do any of this building on camera is because generally I haven't had time this week. I haven't been able to do anything this week. I wanted to get on here and do some recording all during the week, but I've been working on an MC Edit project for a new series that's starting up, the Hexit series. You will see it all soon, and you'll see the map, and you'll see just how much work it must have been. Yeah, and it has been a lot of work, but this is the Madlands. This is Madlands Monday, and this is episode 16. And episode 16 marks the start of my new project, villager breeding in this sandy village. So I've got everything here set up ready for storing stuff. I'm going to have a cactus farm, so I've got cactus corner over here with a couple of chests to store our cactus and potentially have more cactus there because we're going to have more than we need cactus-wise. But the main thing that I'm going to need for the villagers is the sugarcane farm. I know there's one at spawn, and that is an automated one made by Mime that I helped him design the outline of. But I want fields of sugarcane, because around here in the Amigos we're planning on building an aesthetically pleasing farmland. So out here we've had some plans to build farms, like make it a big farmstead, and this part of the desert is no exception. I'm going to have a huge sugarcane farm out here that I go out and punch down. There's nothing automated about it. I'll probably show you the basics of it in a bit, and then just go through planting it all down and sorting it all out off camera, because it's a pretty tedious process once it happens. And then I should end up with chest loads of sugarcane, which I can turn into paper, which I can then trade to villagers. This has also been a case that we've got more sand than we need, so I've started the sand storage here to start storing all of the sand goodness that I'll need, not only for the builds, but so when the Amigos just come out over the bridge, they can get the sand that they need when they need it very quickly. And the rest of the storage that is marked up with signs but not yet filling anything, well, that's all there for everything that the villagers are going to need to trade, or that villagers have traded from me. So I may end up with a bit of a chest to take into the stronghold, because we store things like armor and weapons in there. But there'll be things that villagers want, such as maybe coal or things, that I'll bring here and store so that I've got it ready. Or the odd things like a compass, or some gravel and some flint, or a raw chicken, or something like that. These chests around here will store all those sort of things, and when I buy like a written book or something like that from villagers, just to unlock the next trades, then all those sort of things that villagers trade will get stored in here. And I've got enough chests to mimic how many villager trades there are in the game that we want to actually keep the stuff from, or at least just hide it away in here out the way. So without further ado, I want to set up a villager breeding system around here. That is my epic long ramble over and done with. Now we're going to actually do some work. The reason I want my breeding system here now, which is probably going to be... Let's think about this. Let's put it over this side. I'm going to put a villager breeding cell here somewhere. A little bit of a tower, not quite as big as that, but I'll probably tear that down and use the tower for the same function. And I'm going to build it in the same style as that. But first we need the functionality of it, and the functionality of it is a simple infinite breeding cell for the villagers. I've managed to grab villagers from a village all the way down there, and in the time while the Hexit MC Edit map was doing stuff. How you doing down there? In the time that the Hexit map was rendering and I couldn't do anything, I would jump on the laptop and I would come along and I would do a bit of something over here, such as the building and doing all this. Also played on the Nemson is my dad world a bit as well, just doing little bits and pieces that really would have been potentially interesting on camera, but I just couldn't record. I couldn't record last week at all, really. So the village all the way over there, I brought the villagers. This villager here is my breeding villager. Let's see. Emeralds for a cookie. Me want cookie. Me want cookie. I will probably do that trade a few times because I don't mind a few cookies. The cactus wall is here so that any zombies that get attracted by these villagers, like these two little dudes here, you go on then. Thank you. Die. And you. Do the little ones not burn up in the sun or something? Because all the big ones do. I left this open so that if they did get in through the cactuses, they will have already taken some damage, and I could come along and just kill them easy enough. But if they got in, they couldn't get to the villagers, but they would just burn up in the sun. I guess the little ones just don't burn. Oh well. But it has been a good way to get rid of the zombies. But we're going to take them out of there and give them another safe place. And we're going to build a tower there for them. So, I'm going to make a start on the groundwork, and I'll be right back. I want to just have a quick scout out and a look at my tower and figure out exact positioning of where I'm going to think about putting things. And then once I've made a bit of a start, I'll bring you guys back and we can go through it all together. Alright, well, I've laid out the basic shape of the building that I want to create. And I want to leave it just with the first layer of blocks down so that I've got the ability to adapt it to the shape of the villager breeder. But the way I'm thinking of it is that it's going to be the same sort of style as this, which is three wide in all places. 3 wide in all places, with a block either side coming out. So it sort of resembles a bit of a dog bone. So you've got 3 blocks like this. Not that one. Or that one. There you go. So you sort of get that as your basic shape for every section. So in this case, it was a fairly square build, and we've got that shape, and we've got a couple down that side, and so on. There's like a 6x2 with this front end on. So we'll get rid of this for now, because that's just to show you. So this is going to be like, there's a window, there's a window, there's a window. Now I brought this out slightly because I want the steps here. So the entrance, like this, will be here. So come down the steps and we can get into it quickly. And then I think it's going to head out that way. And I reckon, I don't know if I'm going to pull it off just yet, but I reckon I can turn that sort of shape into sort of like a... let's just experiment here. Like, there we go. Imagine that's a church with the spire, the main entrance, and the run with people where people sit, and there's normally another entrance at this end there, like sort of a church shape. So it's an L shape with a bit of a tower on, and I can do a bit of a cool roof, similar to that, in that Mexican style church. I think I'm going to give that a go anyway. I'm going to try that, a Mexican style church. So this will be the entrance, and then we've got the slight L shape. It's only slight though, I just brought those blocks out one further than these, just to give me a bit of a walk around, because in this section here is where I want to put my villager breeding cell. Now, normally a villager breeding cell would be, let's do it here. Villager breeding cell would just be a 2x2 like that, with villagers inside them and a spawner above, and that's the general layout that you normally would go for, because then you can put water on the back and just have them ship out. However, we've got this 3. We're building in odd numbers, so I've got to figure out where the spire's going to be going here. So it's going to go up in the air, and that's sort of like the center block, so it's going to go up into the air there. That's where the spire is going to be, and I would like to have the villager breeding cell on the top. It sort of lends itself well to that, but I want to still have a walkway coming in. When I put the floor in, I want to be able to walk around and in here, and I'll bring the villagers out of the system along here, and if I want to put them into cells, then they'll come and just stand waiting to be traded with. Or I can take them out to the end and then take them out the front gates and go and populate another house with them. That's the plan. You see, that's the plan. So we would end up with something a bit more like this, in theory. So we'd have a 3 wide there, and 3 there, and a 3 there, and a 3 there would then be not quite right. So I want to be able to take the villagers out from this corner. So take that one and that one out. Then I can extract villagers from this corner with a bit of a rail system. That's cool. I don't really want that block there because it's just going to get in the way. I also need a way of bringing the main villager down and out of the place so that it doesn't overbreed. Yeah, so if we go with that, and then the rest can be a floor pattern, and just have the floor coming through, which will be done in wood the same as that over there mostly. Then we've got our little 2x2 area within the build shape. And I can still put the window here. I keep breaking blocks. Still put the window there for it and everything like that as well. So, the next thing... normally you'd put the villagers in and leave the glass around them like this, so you could see the villagers breeding inside. And I think that's still going to have to be a thing. I'm still going to have to see the villagers inside for the track to come this way, so we'd have like a powered rail there and potentially there as well, so I can put a lever on it to power them, and then some normal track coming out from it that we're going to hide behind some pews of some kind. And I'm going to put the floor in at a block higher, so this will all be low down and fairly well hidden. So this glass would be at the base, so you'd look into the villagers that way. Interesting, maybe? I don't know. And then when we've got, let's use sandstone for this as well. So I'll go for the sand and the smooth stone to get that going as well. I pretty much hate moving villagers on camera because moving villagers is just hard work. Moving villagers around, they don't like to go where you want them to. They just hate it. It just seems to be problematic moving villagers anywhere. Let's have another quick sleep. Sleep. I've moved villagers around before. Chasing them around that village to get them into the cart to bring them down to where I'm storing them now was a problem in itself. Now I've got this getting them out of the hole and into here to figure out. I'll probably do that next episode. I want to get the thing set up first. All I need is a cart coming in here and drop them into there and then block them in. I think I might use a carpet trick or something here to stop zombies being able to get in once I put the floor in. But we're going to use the basic principles anyway. So for a start, this would be a smooth sandstone block. No, this is all sand. Yeah. Smooth sandstone block would be there and there, and the sand, that one there, would be up here, to up, and then to across with a fence post there and a step there. So already we are up 2 blocks from there, and I need to go another couple. So let's do it in sandstone from the top here, so that we take the outside edge of the build is going to be the looks of the build, and then the next level in is going to step in slightly. So where you can see that's all flush and flat roof, we're going to actually come up another 2 blocks, and then the 5th block overall is going to be where I put my infinite breeding platform up here. So we've got 3 there, that's good. Some more sandstone. Cool. Now I need to put my doors in place here, and I need it to be as close over the top of them as possible. And I'm doing the 3 pattern again, so really I need to be 1 block further over. Sand, thank you. Give me some of this. There, like that. So this is going to be over the top here. So if I need to take this block out at some point, if it's aligned with that corner, it should be okay. But this one I may need to take out at some point, just for looks. So I've got my doors all on the side here. Now, villager infinite breeding. Yeah, I don't want to do it so that There's far too many villagers in the world. I'm going to keep a very close eye on it. I don't want it to be overbreeding, because that can cause server lag. That's definitely something that's got to be avoided. But with all these doors here, that's enough now to make an infinite breeding cell. And all I need to think about is where to take that spare villager now. If I take him down into the village, down out of the village down there, then I could potentially make him sit over here somewhere as like the priest of the church, giving out his sermons. So I'm thinking about doing it something like that. So let's drop down and think about where the blocks are going to come down from the top, where it's going to sit. So when you walk into the church, you're wandering over here, there'll be pews and stuff, and in the pews the priest will come down from the top there and give his sermon in the churchy style. That's the theory behind it all. Now let's see. I probably want to use smooth sandstone for this, and I think I'll use wood as a spare product, one that I'm going to chop out because I've got quite a bit of wood on me. So we'll pop that there, 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 there. We'll build down here. And do I want to bring it round slightly so he comes down a bit? I think I do. I think I do. So I might get rid of that one and that one, and bring the villager down this way, which is not the norm, but it bring him into a more central position in the overall scheme of things. If we imagine that the floor's going to be there, we're going to have a walkway down the side, and they're going to be sitting. We'll probably have 3 seats here, or something like that. Or a couple of rows of seats anyway. So the villager will come down to this way here and stand, well, that's going to be the floor level there, so he's going to stand around here or something, I guess, and we'll build something there for him. So the back end of the church, you'd be able to come in through the back end if you want to use that as the entrance. Thank you. Give me them back. We should be able to walk through here still, even if it's that high. Yeah, we should still be able to walk just under the stairs. This will be the main entrance still, and we'll still be able to walk from around the entrance this way and walk down and in through here. And this will look like another main entrance where you can come in this way and then go and take your seat in the church. So I'm trying to keep the function and the form all part and parcel of the same thing. I believe that bringing the villager down here should stop breeding, because the villager needs to be up there. This villager down here should be part of this group, and the village up there means that they won't infinitely breed. So we're going to need a powered rail down at this point here as well, so that we can send him back up again. And I can build some sort of stand for him here that has something to do with a lever in it. So the lever can then be just turned on as like no longer speaking, turn his mic off, and he'll go back up there. Now the problem I've got is this corner piece here, getting round the corner. So what are we going to do to change that up? Come back, come back, come back. Might make it so that he goes up through the ceiling a little bit more, or has a bit more of a run around before he goes up. Maybe that could be a thing. I haven't planned this out in creative, as you can tell. I have not planned this far ahead yet. I'm still making this stuff up as I go along with you guys. So there, that could potentially then go up a block. Yeah, I think that could work. Don't need the levers anymore, let's put them away. I think I'll get him to come up a block here, like so, And some of these may be powered rails. I might have to put another powered rail there and another 2 here to make the momentum work. But this will be fine for now. And then really, if I bring him up another block and then start bringing him round, maybe that'll work. Get him in up that way. He needs to really approach from there. I could potentially take this one out and put that in there, because he doesn't actually need to go. He sits there. He just sits in a block here and potentially has another like fixed block there that can bring him back down again. So we don't need so many blocks there. We can also bring a block there so he goes up that way, and this can just come around here like that. Get some more sandstone on the go, and I think that'll do it. I think that's the thing. And oh, wait a minute. Do that. Some more of these. Okay, there like that. Round and back up again, and then around there like that, and into that spot there, which will definitely need to be a powered rail. Now some of these other straight bits may be powered as well at some point, and I want to try and also conceal everything so he comes and just sort of sits in his place down here. That looks a little bit over the top, doesn't it? But we're going to get the function and the form all built at the same time. We'll try and have the tower up there. I could make it a lot simpler, couldn't I? Could make it a lot simpler. Could make it so it's just a functioning build instead of a build that looks like something. It doesn't have to look right from the inside, I guess. I could just bring him straight down here and just have him sit in there and have the same function there. Depends what it's going to look like in the end. I think that is as far as I'm going to take it this episode. I think I'm going to play around with it a little bit more and see what I think. I'm going to get those villagers into there. 2 villagers in there and another one in a cart that can go up and down whenever I want. When he's up, they'll be breeding down here, and I'll just need some water coming in from the back end to push them into this corner, so that then a cart can just pick them up and take them out, and I can then decide what I want to do with them. I really need a kill trap as well for those that aren't any good. Killing in the church, that's not a good thing, is it? Sun's going down. That means it's the end of the episode, guys. As you can see, it's got potential. Let's say it's got potential. The basic mechanics of it are all there. That's the basic mechanics of an infinite breeding cell. But I may just turn it into function rather than making it look good on the inside. Rather than trying to make it look like a church on the inside, I don't think I've got enough space to make it look good on the inside. I can make it look neat on the inside, but neat as a infinite villager spawner. So I think I'll change it around so that the stairs come straight down and just bring the villagers straight out. And then I'll build the outlying building still to look like the church, I think. Still to look like the church, but then give it that feel from the outside. Function on the inside, form on the outside. Alright guys, well thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed episode 16 on the Madlands. Tune in very soon for some more exciting Madlands episodes. Hopefully I'll get this project well and truly done over the next week and set it all up so I can show you some of the principles of the infinite villager working, and also some of the principles of the trading system that I'm going for to try and get really, really cool, some would say perfect villagers. So until next episode, I will say goodbye, I'll have a quick sleep, and I'll see you next time on the Madlands.